What's up, everybody? Bradley here with Everyday Outdoors. It's been a couple of weeks. Did you guys miss me? I know I definitely missed you all. It definitely feels good to be recording a video again, and kind of a big one, honestly. This is probably going to be a little bit lengthy because I've got a lot to talk about here. So if you all remember last year when I got done with the Hunting Grounds internship, I made a internship review video talking about that internship and what I thought about it, and just overall like how the experience was. And I thought it would be cool to do the same thing with the 41 North Midwest Whitetail internship that I just got done with a couple months ago. And not to mention the fact that it is a significantly bigger company and bigger internship. I thought some people might be interested to hear what it's like to be an intern there. Before we get into the video, there's two things I want to make perfectly clear. I want to get this out of the way first. So first of all, the company is not associated with this video in any way, shape, or form. This is just me as an intern, or ex-intern, I guess. That sounds kind of bad though. I don't want to say ex-intern. Anyways, as someone who was once an intern for the company, just talking about my personal experience. Second thing, this video is not intended in any way to skew your opinion or thoughts about the company. If it does, it does, but that's not what I'm trying to do with this video. Like I've said before, I just want to share my experience, tell you all how it was and what I thought about it. Gosh, that feels kind of like a big disclaimer. I promise this isn't going to be some kind of long dramatic video. So let's start with what happened before the internship. What were my expectations and what was I told to expect before I became an intern? So my expectations going into it was that it would be kind of like the Hunting Grounds internship but on steroids. I produced a lot of content and put in a lot of hours on the Hunting Grounds internship. So I expected it to be similar to that, but just, you know, cranked up another notch, a little bit harder, a little bit more work, more production quality, especially because I knew who Midwest Whitetail was and I knew what they were known for. And so I kind of expected it to be like that. And obviously it was like twice as long too. This was a 6-month internship altogether. The Hunting Grounds internship was barely 3 months. So obviously I just thought it was going to be like that, but cranked up on steroids. And that's kind of what I was led on to believe as well. I remember doing a couple interviews and talking with like Jared and Josh. Basically along those lines, you know, just working a lot of hours, hunting every day, editing every day, doing all that stuff. So that was my expectations going into it. I was prepared to do a lot of work pretty much. But we got out there, what was it, like second week of August. So I knew that initially it'd be slow because, you know, deer season doesn't start in August in Iowa. It doesn't start until October. So I knew that we would probably be a little bit slow for those first couple months, but then things would pick up later on down the road. So that's what my expectations were. And I really don't remember much happening up until October, because not a lot did happen, kind of like I said, kind of like what I expected. So there was August, September, not a whole lot happened. Every once in a while just going out with Jared or one of the other guys and recording some vlogs. And then October 1st, that first weekend, we had the Doe Fest, and I was filming with Grant. I went out and hunted a couple times. I went out with Jared once. Not a whole lot happened in October until like the 20th, the end of the month, and that is when I really started to kind of do stuff, and I'll explain that a little bit more in a second. So is what happened at the end of October is I went to film Black Cloud. I've already made a video about this, so I won't spend too much time on it, and that was for 3 weeks. And there's some stuff I didn't touch on in my Black Cloud video that I wanted to mention. And so the Black Cloud shoot was really the only time I went out to do stuff that I expected to do in the internship. I really didn't deer hunt a whole lot. I deer hunted a couple times with Mike and Jared, but really I didn't hunt that much. It wasn't until I went out to film Black Cloud with Grant that I really started to do the stuff that I was expecting to do. I didn't enjoy the whole Black Cloud filming experience a whole lot. So I did have a camera. I was second shooting with Grant, but at the end of the day, like, I wasn't doing much because Grant was editing the episodes, and you only need one person to edit the episodes. So at the end of the day, I kind of felt like an unnecessary factor in the whole thing. But I mean, I will say though, it was really cool and a very, very good experience. And I mean, if you ask me if I regret any part of this, the answer is no. I don't regret a single moment that I spent out there during the internship. And looking back, I would do it again, even if I didn't enjoy it a whole lot, because the experience was invaluable and it kind of gave me some insight as to what I actually want to make some of my career goals and stuff, which is kind of the whole point of the internship. So I didn't stay out there very long with Black Cloud. Did a couple more shoots with Jared. I did a shoot, who else did I do a shoot with? We did this Victor dog food shoot in Illinois. That was a blast. That was probably one of my favorite things that happened during the internship. And that was pretty much it. Not a whole lot else happened in December. Nothing really happened in January. I was only there for a week or two in January. And then in the dead space, we did get to edit some projects, so it's not like we were just never busy. We still were given stuff to do, had edits. I edited a lot of stuff, now that I think about it. So in conclusion, it's definitely not what I expected, but that doesn't mean it wasn't still good and a really great learning experience. I learned a ton, but by the end of it, I was definitely happy to be home and be moved back to Indiana. So for another point of view on the whole thing, I've actually got Connor, one of the interns. Me and him worked together on some projects, and he actually filmed Jared pretty much the entire season. So he was busy a lot of the times hunting with Jared and making all the vlogs and stuff. So this is what he had to say about the internship. Hey Connor. So do you have anything to share about what your thoughts are about being a Midwest Whitetail intern?
Yeah, so I guess going into it, I was very nervous. I mean, obviously, Midwest Whitetail and the guys at 41 North, it's a huge production and one of the biggest names in the hunting industry, you know. So going into it, I was super nervous, and I was honestly surprised they picked me. Going into it, I mean, first time you meet those guys, Jared Mills, Mike Reed, I mean, they're icons in the hunting industry, and being that I hunted basically my entire life, it was a dream come true, honestly. So in my case, I was fortunate enough to actually film Jared Mills the entire season. So I gained a ton of video experience and just production in general that, I mean, just from start to finish, pre-production, planning out the hunt, to then actually filming hunts, filming deer, and then all post-production. I mean, sitting down with Jared and just absorbing all the information he's giving me it was huge for me, and like ultimately set me up for my next endeavor, which is now filming for a real estate company. So, I mean, it's, for me, like, the internship was, I mean, I learned more in the internship than any education could ever teach me. I mean, hands down, there's no way that I could have learned what I did in Iowa anywhere else. I mean, it was just an incredible experience. And then looking at it afterwards, after the internship, like, I mean, I miss Iowa. I miss filming with those guys. I miss the connections we made. I mean, it was just a great time for me anyways, but ultimately Jared set me up with my next endeavor, and now we're doing well. So
awesome. Glad to hear it.
My expectations going into the internship was that we were going to have a camera in our hands every single day, and I mean, that truly wasn't the case. There was a lot of learning that had to be done prior to having a camera in our hands, and them trusting us with that responsibility of capturing a day-to-day, you know, what we're doing day-to-day. So, you know, I was expecting, all right, day one I'm going to get a camera, and I'm going to be using it every single day, which in reality, like, I had a lot to learn prior to going into it. And, I mean, sitting down with Josh and sitting down with Jared, like, that's what made me the cameraman and the editor that I am, just learning from them and really just soaking in all the information that they've done for how many years now. I mean, we wouldn't have filmed the Big Ten die if I wouldn't have had that experience with them prior to the season opening up. But yeah, it was just an incredible time, incredible guys, and very humble. Everybody's humble there, and no one has these big heads. You see these guys, big name hunting guys on TV all the time, and you think that they're gonna be very stuck up, and when that's not the case at all. I mean, Josh and Jared and Mike, they're all so humble and so thankful for the opportunity that they've had to hunt for a living. So
yeah, for sure. So there you have it. At the end of the day, Connor really had that great traditional internship experience, I guess. Like, they kind of tuned experiences towards the interns. Like, Connor got the experiences he wanted, but then there's some stuff I got to do that, like, he didn't get to do, that were more geared towards me, like doing the dog food shoot. We did a shoot for some Chevy trucks and stuff like that. And I still got to work with some really great people. The whole time I was out doing Black Cloud, working with Grant. Grant was awesome. Grant's one of my favorite people. He was just super friendly, super nice the whole time. Tried to help me out where I needed it, and then I helped him as much as I could. Jared, Josh, Mike, Max, every single one of them. Drake, I met him like once. He lived in the other part of Iowa, but he's great too. They're all really great guys. I don't have anything bad to say about any of them. I would just say that my experience wasn't quite what I expected, but I think it's pretty much a happy ending for everybody. So yeah, that's pretty much my honest opinion about what happened. So if I were to give advice to anybody looking to be an intern, it's make sure that you really, really want it, and that you love it, and that you're obsessed with it, and that it's what you want more than anything, because that is what is going to allow you to succeed in the internship. So yeah, I know this is probably a long one, but I hope you all enjoyed this video. Be sure to comment down below if you have any questions at all about the internship or anything relating to the video at all. Be sure to just drop those down in the comments below. Alright guys, if you managed to stick around all the way to the end, thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have enjoyed Everyday Outdoors, and until next time, God bless.